You ready to start, Frankie?
Yes.
Well, whether it's hot, whether it's cold, whether it's hot, Frankie's got the weather we got. Wait a minute. Well, whether it's cold, whether it's hot, Frankie's got the weather, whether or not. There it is.
Good morning, Prince George, and good afternoon, Winnipeg. Hello, Kamloops, and of course, everybody who might be watching us on Vancouver Island on Shaw Spotlight. Thank you very much for having us on. We're the Comedeorological Report. I'm Joey Only, your host up here in Wells, British Columbia. Comedeorology is a thing that I invented called Comedeorology. It's a study of comedy and meteorology. It's a study of how much the weather sucks in Canada. The weather is funny business, and we're here to talk about that with our panel of Comedeorologists once and for always here on CFUR 88.7 FM, CFBX 92.5 FM, CKUW 95.9 FM, and Shaw Spotlight TV. I'm here with the whole panel, as I was just saying. Frankie McDonald out in Sydney, Nova Scotia. He's the world's famous weatherman. You've probably seen him on YouTube. He's got 300,000 subscribers. He's awesome. And Brandon Hauk, our weatherman from Brooks, Alberta, who's also the producer of the Brooks Bandits hockey broadcast. So we're glad to have Brandon in with us always. Brandon and I were doing some video recording this week, and always good to talk to Brandon. That's what I like to do. And of course, we got Hildy McDonaldson out there in Grassy Plains, British Columbia, and our associate producer down in Victoria, Image Cookie Bailey. You never know who else is going to show up on the show. You never know. You never know. You never know. I'm here in Wells, British Columbia, and I've been falling trees this week and kind of waiting for things to happen. You know, it's going to be waiting for a long time. It's wintertime, but I did get a couple cool things in the mail this week. One is I got this nice book, SNFU, what no one else wanted to save. My friend Chris Walter wrote this book, and I'm pretty stoked on it. It's a To Joey from Chris Walter, so I have a couple Chris Walter books in my... but this is even cooler. So my friend Alan, down there in Vancouver, he sent me a copy of Clear Cut with Graham Greene. And what does it say on here from Alan McInnes? Joey, inside of the slip are the signatures of the film's composer, associate producer, and the person in charge of the extras, and me. I am on a commentary in the video and more. So this is a classic Canadian movie that almost no one's ever seen with Graham Greene called Clear Cut, in which Graham Greene goes off the shelf and ends up trying to murder a logging sawmill owner. It's a fantastic movie. It's totally trippy, psychedelic, crazy, spooky, and almost no one's ever seen it. And if they have seen it, they've only seen it in this like really bad version. This is the Blu-ray version. So I'm so stoked to get those two things in the mail this week. Clear Cut and SNFU, what no one wanted to say. So I got some things at least to keep me busy up here in Wells. So that's a little bit about my week. Anyways, let's talk to the man himself, Frankie McDonald down there in Sydney, Nova Scotia.
Frankie, the weatherman. Frankie. Ladies and gentlemen, Frankie!
Frankie McDonald, you're not walking on the streets. You're sitting at home for a change. How you doing so far?
I'm doing great so far. It's a chance of drizzle in Sydney, Nova Scotia tonight. And I'm doing great so far. It's really cold outside in Sydney, Nova Scotia right now. It's also cold outside in Vancouver, British Columbia right now. Then you got some rain and heading for Vancouver, British Columbia this weekend. The Houston, Texas getting a lot of stormy weather on Friday, lots of rain in Houston, Texas for the next few days.
Yeah, it looks like most of the United States is going to have some pretty nice weather, though, next week and for the next little while, eh?
Like United States of America, it's going to, except for southeastern United States like Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas. And did you hear about this? Lots of rain going on in Vancouver and Seattle. Then they got some cold weather heading for California later on the week possible, and the rain heading for Los Angeles, things like this. It's supposed to be the second half of November. It might be colder than average temperatures all the way down Los Angeles and places like this.
Yeah, we got a storm breaking off, and it's going to head right down the coastline. That North Pacific high has kind of moved a little bit out to the middle of the ocean, Frankie, and it's allowing a storm to come on down south. With it's going to bring cold air, and that's going to bring stormy conditions eventually to the United States. But right now, weather's pretty calm through most of the continental United States.
I found there were lots of rain and wind going on in showers, going in cold temperatures in England, Wales, Scotland, Ireland, in Northern Ireland, and Isle of Man, things like this. Parts of France is getting windy and rainy conditions, so is Germany, Denmark, Netherlands. lots of snow going up in northern mountains from Sweden and Norway. And in Ukraine, there's a lots of rain and wind going on in Ukraine this Sunday coming. It's eventually going to reach Moscow as wet snow and things like this. And I got something else to say. Oh my God, in Japan. And did you hear about this? Over in Japan, supposed to get Sapporo, Japan, supposed to get colder temperatures. Then it gets some cold front presence through this could bring really cold temperatures. Sapporo, Japan, it's gonna bring snow there. Even Sapporo, Hokkaido, Japan, and things like this. It's gonna be really cold in South Korea this Friday and Saturday coming up, including Vladivostok and all those places. In Hong Kong, lots of showers and rain going on right now. It's still really humid in Hong Kong as of right now. There's lots of rain, thunderstorms going on in the Philippines right now, and Singapore and Malaysia and all these places right now. And Cambodia, Thailand, those places, they're in the dry season. Indonesia's getting a rainy season. And India's in the dry season now, too. There's a possible cyclone. Could be aiming towards Bangladesh late next week as well. And lots of storms coming off the coast of. And lots of. And Nigeria will be entering dry season soon as well. And did you hear about this? Lots of thunderstorms and rain going on in Congo, Gabon, Republic of Congo, Uganda, Zimbabwe, Zambia, Kenya, and those places. And there's Botswana assuming the rainy season as well. The last sunset up above the Arctic Circle is November the 18th.
Yeah, it's coming up quickly for our friends up there, Frankie. And it looks like most of Canada is going to be. Looks like most of Canada is going to be pretty cold for the next little while.
And the Antarctica will be 24-hour daylight in the end of the month.
What kind of videos did you make this week, Frankie? Were you making any cool videos? Have you been...
My Cow Elf video. Cow Elf returns third.
That's right. Cow Elf's been back. So who is Cow Elf, Frankie?
That's a character I made up back in the 1990s.
Yeah, and where does he come from?
From another universe.
From another universe? How did he get here?
He's just been made a brief visit to Earth this week and things like this.
Okay.
Over in Russia, what things you're not allowed to do in Russia, you're not allowed to take pictures of government buildings, trains, dams, things like this. You're not allowed to take pictures of trains and things like this in Russia. You're not allowed to take pictures of gates, dams, and things like this in government buildings. You can't speak against the government over there.
You're not allowed to steal.
Well, you're not really allowed to do that anywhere. So, I mean, we can't really give Russia credit for putting that one on paper.
Cow
Guess
Elf.
who's back? Cow Elf is back for a couple of days. I am Cow Elf. I've been to other planets like Mars, Jupiter, Saturn last week. I came from another galaxy a couple of weeks ago, like M33 Galaxy. I've been traveling to all different galaxies, other solar systems. I've been to Pluto, Neptune, Uranus, Saturn, Moon, Titan. Cow Elf is back for a couple of
Pluto's not a
days.
planet.
Cow Elf is returned to
Are you
Earth.
challenging Cow Elf?
Cow Elf is returned. I have returned to Earth once again. In a couple of days, I'm leaving Earth and heading to other planets and things like this. Going to Mars, going to Titan, going to
Titan's not a
Andromeda
planet,
Galaxy, going
Cow
to
Elf.
other solar systems, M33 Galaxy, going to other universes. I've been traveling around different places in the universe. I have been to other galaxies, other solar systems, things like this. Cow Elf is back for a couple of days. I'm back. Things are great so far. Couple of days later, I'm leaving Earth, heading to other planets like Mars, Jupiter's moon Europa, including Saturn's moon Titan. I'm heading to other planets and things like this. Things are going really well in these days so far. Things are going great. I am Cow Elf. See you soon. Bye for now.
He could go anywhere, but he goes to Sydney, Nova Scotia. So the typhoon forecast for Japan this year, Frankie.
For next year.
For next year, yes.
This is Frankie McDonald, my own team station live in Nova Scotia.
Oh wait, it's being slow for some reason.
I want everyone in Japan to don't let your guard down.
Okay, let's start that again. The 2024 typhoon predictions for Japan.
This is Frankie McDonald, my own team station live in Nova Scotia. Here's my 2024 typhoon forecast for Japan. I want everyone in Japan to don't let your guard down. Keep your guard up for people living in Tokyo, Japan, Osaka, Japan, Kyoto, Japan, including Sapporo, Japan, including East Coast of Japan, and it's going to affect South Korea, including Seoul, South Korea, and parts of Vladivostok, Russia, and Magadan, Russia. It's going to bring a lot of typhoons in Okinawa, Japan. I want every single person in Japan to be extra prepared. Make sure if your medical kits, emergency kits, flashlights, candles, crank up radio, extra battery generators, battery regulations, and bottled water ready as well. For people living in Japan, you will be extra prepared. Don't let your guard down. Keep your guard up since El Nino is going to die out in spring of 2024 for people living in Japan, including Tokyo, Japan, Kyoto, Japan, Osaka, Japan, even Sapporo, Japan. I want every single person in Japan to be extra prepared. Make sure your boat's ready, because the water's going to be very warm in the off coast of Japan, including Tokyo, Japan, Seoul, South Korea, Vladivostok, Russia, and Magadan, Russia. I want every single person in Japan to be mighty prepared. It's also going to affect Taiwan for 2024 Pacific typhoon forecast for Japan, including Tokyo, Japan, Kyoto, Japan, Osaka, Japan, and the surrounding areas. I want every single person in Japan to be extra prepared for typhoons in 2024. Everyone in Japan, be prepared, including Tokyo, Japan, Osaka, Japan, Sapporo, Japan, and even Nagano, Japan as well. Be extra prepared. Be safe. Have your medical kits ready, emergency kits ready, flashlights, candles, crank up radio. It's also going to affect South Korea, Vladivostok, Russia, and the surrounding areas, including islands off the coast of Japan, including Okinawa, Japan. Be prepared. Be safe and take care and stay safe. Don't get caught in the typhoons in 2024 typhoon season in Japan. Be safe.
Isn't that the field you usually get attacked by bears in? And tigers?
Bitcoin!
Okay, Bitcoin.
Last weekend, according to Nelson Peabody, he was in Japan. But over in Japan, you're not allowed to talk inside of the train. You have to put the arms like this.
Are you allowed to take pictures in the train?
You're not allowed. He's not allowed to talk in a train over in Japan.
Are other people allowed to talk, just not him? I mean, that guy says some pretty funny stuff. Maybe they're just like, that guy, don't talk, okay?
Everyone doesn't talk on a train in Japan because it's their rule and their culture.
What happens if you talk?
People will turn against you.
Turn against you. Yeah, my friend was once on a bus in India, and it's really crowded in there, and people just sit on the bus and they just they just look straight. And if you're in front of them, they look at you. It doesn't just, whether you're there or not, they look straight. And we don't do that here. Everyone's really like, ooh, ooh, someone looked at me. Oh my God, a look. Ah, don't look at me. You know, but there they just.
Over in Singapore, you're not allowed to jaywalk in the streets. Nelson Peabody's been there last weekend, too.
You know, and then so there's an American guy, and he was getting really upset because the guy across the way was just staring at him. And he was like, so he's yelling at the guy, like, quit staring at me, you know, like, why are you looking at me? And of course, the more agitated the American gets, the more the guy's looking at him because he doesn't understand why the guy's getting agitated because he doesn't understand what he's saying. And then finally, the American
from Singapore, he's on a plane to London, UK.
And then finally, this American guy, Frankie, took off his shoe in India there, and he threw it at the guy across the way on the bus and hit him with the shoe. And somewhat confused, the guy who got hit with the shoe picked it up, handed it back to the American guy. Here's your shoe. I always thought that was a pretty funny story. Okay, what else you got for us? Anything else this week, Frankie?
And did you hear about this? And it's gonna turn 24-hour day like that, sir. Maddie's back in New Zealand. He's going back to Antarctica next year.
I didn't hear that.
He's extremely busy guy. And did you hear about this? And over in Japan, you're not allowed to talk inside a train. You have to put your arms like this over there.
Why do you have to put your arms like that?
Because it's different culture over there.
It's like you have to put your arms like that. I can understand not talking, but why you gotta put your arms like that? I don't get it. Okay, so thank you, Frankie. Thank you very much. We're gonna keep Frankie around. Unless anyone's got questions for Frankie. Anyone got a question for Frankie this week?
Did you hear about this? Over in places like in China, social media is banned over there.
No, I didn't hear that. Anyone got questions for Frankie this week before we move to
Hey,
Brandon?
Brandon, what's it like over in China? What things you can't do in China?
Oh, yes. China, there was no social media when I was over there. So that was really weird. So it took me, I was basically off social media for like 2 weeks. That was probably the last time I was off social media for a very long period of time. I was over in China. I've actually shared the video of the fastest train I've ever been on in China. And I'm going to pull it up here in 2 seconds here.
Were you allowed to talk on it?
Oh, yeah. It's 45 seconds long, but it's very fast.
That's a fast train.
In a different country, Japan, you're not allowed to talk on the train because Nelson Peabody, he's been to Japan. He said you're not allowed to talk on the train.
Oh, we kind of broke that rule in this train here. So this train was moving at 431 kilometers an hour.
Is that all?
Oh, yeah. Of course. That's exactly what it was doing.
We don't
And
see
there
it.
it goes.
It takes a
Look at this
minute.
thing.
It takes a minute for the. Okay, now we see your screen.
All right. Now you can see it. Wait till the other train passes. That's the best part right here. So there we go. We're in Shanghai here. We're just cruising at 430 clicks an hour. The other train's about to come. Oh, yeah. Here comes the other train. This is the best part. Here it comes. Don't flinch.
It was so fast I didn't even see it.
Oh, it's not here yet.
Okay.
2 seconds. Oh!
Yeah, keep your arms in at all times.
That's right. Yeah. Keep your arms and
let
legs in the train at all times on this.
Don't let your dog stick their head out the window of that thing.
Oh, yeah.
So, Brandon, how?
And did you hear about this? In places in Africa, they got a lot of strict rules over in Africa.
You're not allowed to go shooting people.
The Brandon Houck Report.
Oh, hi. This is the Brandon Houck Report.
Things like that. Brandon Houck, weatherman out there in Brooks, Alberta. Funny you should be here on the show. It's the 120th recording of the Comedeorological Report, Brandon. Do you know that?
Oh, 120.
Which means
That's
it's probably
a lot
like
of
100.
years.
Probably like 100 for you. Yeah, it's a lot of years. Congratulations, everybody, on 120. So I'm pretty stoked on that. What do you got for us this week on the 120th
120th episode. Well, earlier this week, we had a whole bunch of fog. It was like pea soup fog all day Monday. So I didn't get to see any neighbors at all. I didn't see any dogs run away for 100 miles because, well, you couldn't see much of anything at all on Monday there. And We also had some rain on Tuesday. It's been kind of mildish this week, so not too shabby here. Meanwhile, Manitoba and Saskatchewan really got hit by the snow this past week with the even lake effect snow today off the Manitoba lakes there, producing 5 to 10 centimeters of snow in southern Manitoba. It is the 9th of November, and we're at -3 in Brooks, -2 in Wells, BC, and in I believe Grassy Plains they're about 2 degrees. Victoria's 8 degrees right now, and Frankie McDonald's 5 degrees in Sydney, Nova Scotia this hour. So, and apparently it's still -72 up here at Big Creek in BC.
-72 Big Creek. It's been -72 there for a long time. So
yeah,
we're really
since the
concerned about our
summertime.
friends there.
I think the thermometer's in the deep freeze there. Probably somebody left it in the deep freeze and haven't brought it back out again. So
I don't think deep freezes go -72.
I guess not. No, it must be a really, really good deep freeze, probably. Up on the mountaintop, you know. Anyways, so we have some weather moving into the British Columbia coast today. That's a form of rain. And as we get into the weekend here, we're in for some pretty pleasant weather here in this province. I'm just going to move you guys over here so I can click on the temperatures. So you guys are in the way of my temperatures. So we've got this big storm moving on to the coast sections of BC. So we could be in for some substantial rainfall totals, significant snowfall totals Friday into Saturday for British Columbia, but Chinook conditions really ramping up here, and the winds are going to whip, especially as we go through Saturday here off the foothills. These are the downsloping winds, which we call Chinook winds, and we could be dealing with the wind gusts anywhere from 80 to 90, possibly up to 100 kilometers an hour off the foothills as we go through Saturday. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And then we got to watch this next system, especially as we go into Monday here, as it moves in out of British Columbia. So get yet another round of rain, another round of wind off the coast sections of BC Sunday, the 12th into Monday, the 13th here. Here it comes moving through the Williams Lake area. And this storm system itself is really going to up the temperature here into next week. So Monday morning, it'll start off at like 6 degrees. And look at these temperatures by Monday afternoon in southern Alberta, pushing at mid-teens, 15 degrees on the plus side. So that means I'm going to probably get to wear shorts again, but it's going to be a windy one again on Monday. Winds gusting 80 to at least 90 kilometers an hour off the foothills there. And then this area of low pressure is going to sit right over the Red Deer area Monday afternoon, and then eventually start to move its way off the foothills. And we could be dealing with a pretty good little round of snow moving across the central northern parts of the province Monday into Tuesday. And looks like we kind of cool off a little bit on Tuesday. I'm going to take a look at rainfall accumulations for the next 5 days. And as you see here, we could be dealing with 100 to 200 millimeters of rain off the BC coast. Especially off Vancouver Island there. Probably about 27 for Victoria, 66 for Vancouver. Lesser amounts of rain in the BC interior. Then we're going to plot on the snow for the next 5 days. And up in that Wells area, yeah, right there, 40 to 50 centimeters of snow. Revelstoke about 36 centimeters of snow. And some big-time snowfall numbers for the coastal mountains here with 100 plus centimeters of snow in the red area there, and even in parts of Vancouver Island might get some of that snowfall pushing up to 100 centimeters on Mount Washington there on the island. So looking quite snowy. Meanwhile, here in Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, barely a centimeter of snow in the next week as temperatures really start to warm up. Even Manitoba is going to see a bit of a warm up in the temperature side of things as we go into the, the latter stages of next week there.
All right. Nice work. Nice work. Nice to see. Nice to see. What else you got for us this week, Brandon?
Well, yeah, a couple of really cool stories that I found out this week. Apparently in 2050, well, I'll talk about the airplane thing in just a second, but this sheep, it was stranded on this cliff in Scotland, and they finally got down to rescue the sheep, and it took them 2 years to rescue the sheep off the cliff. I don't know why it took 2 years to rescue the sheep, but The Scotland, I tell you.
What was it doing for 2 years? I mean, did it really need rescuing? I mean, it would survive 2 years. I mean, it was just.
Doesn't look like it's in too rough for shape. It looks like it's been eating a lot. So,
It's been surviving. It's just living. And we're like, let me rescue you. It's like, hey, I'm living.
And then this other really neat story I found out earlier this week, and it's kind of bizarre actually. So apparently in the year 2050, this is like a study that was given out here on what airplanes will be like in 2050. And apparently we're gonna have like robot, robots that deliver the food for you and escort you to your seat. Robot flight attendants. Oh yeah, the biggest. Some really cool. You probably get like a window view and stuff, like really cool. It looks like it's Star Wars.
I don't want a robot flight attendant. I
The
want a
one thing I
babe.
thought was really weird, that they think the planes, their wings are going to be flapping instead of.
I've been hearing that one suddenly recently too, like this last week, like flapping wings of the future, and like I don't know really about that one. That's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah.
Considering like I figure propulsion systems are going to keep getting more efficient, and who knows, the sky's the limit for what we can do.
Oh yeah. I don't know if I'd get on a plane with it flapping its wings like a bird.
No, I've been on a helicopter. It didn't flap its wings. It didn't have wings. It spun its wings.
Yeah.
Anyone got any questions for Brandon Houck this week? Who among you will speak?
Nobody.
Great. So coming up in a few minutes' time, last week we reported that there is no difference in flavors in Skittles or Fruit Loops, and Imogen flatly refuses to believe this. We're going to run some experiments tonight. Imogen's going to be here with us in a minute. First, we're going to talk quickly to Hilding Donaldson. Hilding Donaldson, what's going on in Grassy Plains this week? How are the cows?
Well, we had some snow last week, and it moistened up the ground and got all the grass nice and wet. The cows have been enjoying it, so I haven't had to give them any extra water or anything. They've been doing good. I did dissolve down the salt blocks a little, so we had to order in some new ones of them. But it has been unseasonably warm this week. And so it's kind of the phenomenon of Burns Lake that we mid-November have a real bad freezing rain, and that's our first big cold spell. And so when it was predicted this week for Saturday night for it to be a freezing rain, I think that's going to be right on time for us. But, I kind of got things cleaned up today. It was drizzling a little, but it hasn't started snowing yet. So I finally got the last of the yard stuff cleaned up so that it's not going to get buried in the snow.
Good. Yeah, it's we got snow coming. Imogen, what about down there? You looks like you're going to have kind of a rainy weekend down there in southwestern British Columbia.
Absolutely. We live in a sink sponge. For the next week, we're going to have lows of 5 and highs of 11, which I know is pretty exotic and tropical to everywhere else in Canada, but to us, that's awful. And rain all week. That's what we're looking forward to. A week of dampness, a little bit of scattered sunlight, but mostly damp and gray. We've gone from blue season to gray season. So that's what we're looking at.
I do hate the rain immensely. So talk to us about the Taste Test Challenge.
Cool. Okay. So I decided to experiment on a friend of mine. I made this poor doofus put on a blindfold while handing him cereals, different colors of Fruit Loops, not the sugar-coated stuff that we grew up with. They've reduced the sugar and added vitamins and minerals. I don't know why this is considered welcome in breakfast cereal when this is candy. It should be enjoyed as such. So, yeah, so we determined, and just because your friends are the people that you experiment on and that you do awful, awful things to, I decided to also throw in the mix stale monsters. That's right. Had to bring out my boys, Frankenberry and Count Chocula. So for the experiment, I had him blindfolded. Well, I handed him pieces of cereal and asked if he could figure out which ones it was. What flavors he was eating, what colors, rather. We did not affix flavors to the colors. And on the Fruit Loops, he was actually about 90% correct on guessing the colors. That was unexpected. The one that was more of a challenge was the Skittles. There's only red and yellow left because I binged on sugar last night and ate the other colors.
That's like what I'm doing right now, robbing my kids' Halloween candy.
Oh yeah, it's the dad tax, man.
So I can get the enthusiasm to finish the show tonight.
Kids come home with a fat sack of candy. You charge the tax. They get protection for the rest of the year. It's the parent mafia. It's how it works.
Oh, and what you do too is you buy the bag of mixed candy to give out. And when the kids come to get the candy, you give them all the Whoppers and then keep all the good candy.
The Whoppers are pretty sweet. They're pretty good. I was going to say you eat the Mars bars and the Snickers and you fork over all the raisins.
Now, Whoppers is like dog food.
Whoever said dog food was bad? Clearly, you don't love your dog that much if you're feeding your dog horrible things. So,
dog food's horrible things.
Well, I mean, it can be, that's for sure.
So do you have a blindfold of sorts that we can use to...
Okay, now I can't actually see anything. But I've got eyeballs up here somewhere, so I can stare y'all down. But I can't see anything here. So I can hold on here. All right. I'm gonna try and guess some Fruit Loops. I'm gonna see what happens. I'm gonna blind myself with Frank N. Berry, not to be confused with Frank N. Furter, also a staple of Halloween. I'm gonna pull this over my face and see if I can figure out the colors. All right. Okay, hold on. All right, one single loop. Can you see the color?
Yeah, it's I think it's green.
And Joey's just defeated the purpose.
Okay, try again.
All right. Can you see the color?
Yes.
All right, hold on.
Yes.
Everyone else see that?
I see the color.
Yeah.
Okay, it's bland and powdery.
I think it's a Cheerio.
Exactly. It's like the jerk little brother of a Cheerio that just like dumped cake on its face. I'm gonna say that was green. Was that green?
I don't know. Is it green or yellow, guys?
It looks kind of yellowish to me.
Okay.
It looked yellow to me.
Okay, well, let's try a different one. How about this? Can you see the color?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we can all see that one, yeah.
All right. Hold on here. Ew. I'm gonna say I wish I hadn't eaten it, but I'm gonna guess orange. Was it orange?
No.
No.
Oh, was it the same as the last one?
Oh, no.
No.
All right. So that one I can't tell.
So you may or may not have got the first one. I
Okay.
think we disqualify the first one because we can't really agree if it was yellow or green. It could have been that limey light green color. You may have been correct in the first one. We're not sure. I'm not gonna say yes in favor or for or against, but the last one was pretty clearly purple.
Okay. All right. It tasted darker, but
Tasted darker.
okay. So daytime or nighttime cereal. All right. So can you see the color?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Yeah, I can see that. Okay. Hold on here. Oh, that was a big one. I'm gonna guess yellow again.
Yeah.
Was it yellow?
I'd say it was yellow.
I would say it was yellow. So we're at 50-50. Frankie, do you have Fruit Loops in your cupboards?
Yes, it looks great.
Can you get Fruit Loops out? We want you to do the test too, Frankie.
Yeah.
I don't have Fruit Loops. What do I have?
Right.
Oh, I got Special K in my... I'm like...
Frankie's gone to get the Fruit Loops.
Perfect. Okay. Can you see this color? Oh, that one tastes like red. Was that red?
It was definitely
No.
not red.
No,
I have a hard time discerning what color that was, but it was definitely not red. So
I would have said orange, but
Yeah, see, I was kind of on the fence of red and orange. It tasted red, but like light red. I used to know my candy, and I could tell the flavor, like the colors had flavors, but it doesn't line up to food. So I can't say that was a cherry flavor because I've never eaten a cherry that tastes powdery and gross like this. But okay, all right.
okay, Frankie, we need you to get your toque, your cow welf toque, and cover your face, and show us the Fruit Loop you pull out the box, and then tell us what color you think it is.
All right, I'm gonna try another one.
The cow welf's right there.
I got the Fruit Loops.
Ah,
You got the Fruit Loops.
all right. If you can see that color, I'm gonna eat it and guess.
All right. Oh yeah, so you can see the color.
All right, holding it up to my Franken eye. I think
Yeah.
there's an eye around there somewhere. Is it my eye?
Stab your eye with a Fruit Loop.
Okay.
Cow welf's having trouble getting the bag open.
Ooh. Oh, I know that one. No, it just tastes like a Fruit Loop. All right, green. Is that one green?
I think.
Okay,
was
we
yellow.
see what color it is, cow welf.
All right.
I don't think it was green, was it, guys?
No, I think it was yellow.
Ah,
yellow.
what? I mean,
Okay,
okay.
now eat the Fruit Loop, Frankie, and tell us what color you think it is.
All right, Frank's going. Cowbell's going through the Fruit Loop. What color was?
What color was that, Frankie? What color do you think it was?
Cherry red.
No, that was purple, the last one. Now what? Okay, eat this one.
I'm gonna try a Skittle.
What color do you think that last one was?
Purple.
Hold on. I gotta.
No, it wasn't purple either. Okay, last one, Frankie. Last one, Cal Welf. What color do you think that was?
Green.
So look at this, guys. It looks like it is absolutely true that there is no discernible flavor in Fruit Loops. Okay,
Okay,
I think.
No,
Here,
see?
I brought
To be
something
fair-
else.
thank you, Frankie.
Smarties.
Thank you. Oh, Brandon's got Smarties, so he's gonna try that.
Try that. I'm gonna find.
Oh dear Lord, that thing is warm.
I got it.
Now, to be fair, I'm not familiar with the Fruit Loops. I haven't eaten Fruit Loops in a long time, so I'm not familiar with what the flavors are supposed to be.
That's
Alright.
supposed to be
To be
anything.
fair, I was thinking different colors because they did taste different. So with pulling them out blind, each one tasted different, but without knowing, like, I don't know what purple tastes like. I don't know the flavor of green or whatever. So I'm not really trained to identify the correct colors, but I could tell that they were different, which is why I was guessing different colors.
Mm. All right.
Skittles. Oh yeah. I'm chowing
All right.
down.
I think to make the experiment really correct too, we'd have to cleanse the palate between each. I don't drink
Yes.
wine or anything, so I'm a completely sober guy. But maybe with cranberry juice or something. Okay, so
Coffee.
Brandon is gonna do the. What do you got there? Smarties. What's Brandon got?
I got a Smartie.
Okay, don't move it around. We gotta see what color it is.
All right. See the color?
Maybe
Maybe. Need me
close enough. I think.
closer?
No,
Yeah,
that's good.
okay.
All right. Oh. I'm guessing that was red.
It was definitely brown or something. It was a
Brown.
really weird color. Yeah, is there brown Smarties in your?
Is there? Oh, better drop it.
Yeah,
No,
what
there's
color
no
is-
brown.
Oh dear Lord. Okay, so
Oh, there is
prob-
brown. Yeah, there's brown.
Okay.
Ah!
Hopefully that was a Smartie you ate.
All right.
The importance
I'm
of the palate cleanser did come up in the taste test that we did the other day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, what do you got, Brandon?
What do I got here? All right. And I cannot see through the ski mask, so that's good.
Okay.
All right. See the color?
Yep.
All right. Here we go. That one, I bet that one's red.
It was not red, was it, guys? What color was that?
It was kind of a red brown, like it was
It was
a failed red.
like an orange or something. It was.
Either an orange
It
or a
was kind of
pink.
indeterminate. Smarties are all pastel color now, aren't they?
The last one for Brandon, last one. I think we
Last
all
one?
know that Smarties don't have different flavors. I think that was the most obvious one. I think
All right.
Fruit Loops.
They all taste the same here. Okay. Everybody see
the
the
color.
Yes.
Smartie.
Oh yeah, you can eat it already. You can eat it. We see it. Yeah.
All right. Okay. That one's definitely brown.
That was brown.
Yes.
That was brown. So far, like Imogen's got one right and Brandon's got one right. Okay. So I got here pulling out. I got Reese's Pieces. What color I got here? You guys see
Oh,
that
yeah.
color? Okay.
Okay, so Joey's going to guess that they're all peanut brown because they're all brown on the inside.
Yeah, it's orange and brown and yellow. Orange and brown and yellow. That was pretty good.
All right,
Okay.
so as I'm currently snacking on this ancient mummified, very stale Frankenberry, I'm realizing what a horrible thing it was I did to my friend by getting him to eat this while doing the blind taste test. We did discuss the importance of a palate cleanser at some point. These are very stale. They have taken on a different texture by now, and I think they may in fact be flammable. I'm still going to eat them. Don't get me wrong. I'm not backing off my Frankenberries. They're still going down.
Yeah, well, fair enough. The last thing I had that was called Frankenberry, I got from the green shop. Okay, so people commenting in the comments, what is this? We had to prove once and for all that there is no flavor difference in Fruit Loops and Skittles, and we've now 100% had a scientific experiment for all you students who are listening out there at the universities. I hope you're inspired by our thorough scientific analysis on the topic of what I just said. Okay, who wants to go next?
Difference. See, there is 100% flavor difference between them. Us not knowing what the flavors are does not mean that the flavors are not there. But at the same time, I do believe this is a brilliant marketing scheme so that jerks like us will do pointless stuff like this so that people are now going, hey, I want to try. I'm going to go buy my little cereals and see for themselves. So I think it's brilliant marketing. I am tasting the difference.
Don't underestimate ourselves. This is some serious journalism here. This is like the Fifth Estate, man. It's like, right up there with, it's like Buffy St. Marie isn't real. And next up, Fruit Loops are all the same flavor. I mean, this is marketplace stuff. This is things that the buying public needs to know.
Fair enough. You know what? I went to a dog's birthday party again recently. I had a great time. I'm an expert on cereal. These things are not related, but for the purpose of a cereal challenge, they are relevant. I had cake with a dog. It was brilliant. She was very happy.
I was buying dog food for my dog once, and I was looking at all the bags of food, and the one said on it, "Not a speck of cereal." Not a speck of cereal.
That is very specific.
Yeah, and I thought to myself, like, my dog eats its own barf and other dogs' crap and garbage. I don't know if it cares if there's a speck of cereal. Maybe 3 or 4 specks would be too much, but
my dog loved Cheerios.
That's because your dog is a good dog. This is the birthday cake for my little dog friend. This is the strawberry cheesecake she had. That candle.
You let a dog eat that?
She had a little bit, and then me and her pet human had the rest, along with some tacos. We had tacos and cheesecake.
Wasn't she scared of the fire?
This is the birthday girl. No, dude, I blow fire around that dog. She's very, very chill. This is the birthday girl. This is my little girl Darby. She was wearing a little sweater and sunglasses. She was hanging out. I'm hanging out with her. She is a very chill little animal. It was awesome. So yeah, that was the birthday girl. I don't know how to unshare my screen, so y'all got to kick me off here.
I don't know how to unshare your screen.
You have to go down to. I think there's a thing up top.
There usually is, and now it's stuck, and now I don't want to see myself. I want to see the dog.
I think I turned it off.
There you go. Perfect.
I think I got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Man, so glad I have the kids' candy here.
So here's another interesting fact on purple Skittles. So did you know purple Skittles don't taste the same in every country? In the UK, Europe, and Australia, they have a robust, hearty flavor of black currants. However, because the US banned black currants due to the plants carrying a disease known as white pine blister rust, purple Skittles are grape flavored in America.
Known as white pine blister rust? Is that what you said?
I think that's what I heard.
Or am I just hearing purple monkey refrigerator?
White pine blister rust.
Pretty sure what I heard was white pine blister rust.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm still chowing down on my red and yellow Skittles here, and I am just loving the idea of blister rust disease in my Skittles.
Now we're all munching. Frankie's just like chowing down that box of Fruit Loops.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like eating all my kids' candy. Brandon had Brandon had 3 Smarties, and now he's hyper.
I know.
Imogen, she's just getting warmed up.
I have a long night ahead, and candy is the fuel that I will talk about on the air. I got a lot to do. I need my sugar. The busy night. Right?
Like a fly. You're like, sugar, ooh, sugar. Anyone got any sugar? Ooh. That's like all a fly thinks. So I heard. Okay, we got like 11 minutes still to go. So, yeah. So thanks to anybody who's still watching after that long-winded expose on. I mean, seriously, that was some really good citizen journalism. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Imogen, for helping us prove that there is no flavor to Fruit Loops. I think we've really done something that can benefit society on the whole. Right.
So I've said that I can clearly taste a difference, and this is why I was even guessing different colors, because they did taste different, and you're completely overlooking that and insisting that they all taste the same.
Then again, Base Guy show tomorrow night.
They all taste the same.
So
yeah, how's old Base Guy doing, Frankie?
And he's taking pictures of scenery now. He's doing that himself. He's doing great. He sent it to his best friend, Patrick Macca.
So, Colorado funeral home owners arrested following the discovery of 190 decayed bodies. We've already covered this one before. Okay, this isn't new news. Who's got some new weird news?
Oh, I got something new here. Did you know there's a bike lock that's designed to make would-be thieves puke their brains out? When someone cuts 30% of the way into the skunk lock, it releases a pressurized gas. It immediately induces vomiting and causes difficulty breathing, symptoms similar to the effects of pepper spray.
This is like something out of RoboCop, man.
I know.
You know, and what's the funniest thing is, you know, like bear spray, which is actually the most effective way to deter a bear, don't get me wrong, but most people experience with bear spray is not using it on a bear, but in fact having it sprayed on themselves. Right? So, I mean, how many people are going to be biking around with these bike locks and then have some kind of a bike accident? They get hit by a car, and then it sets off their freaking Skunkosaurus bike lock.
I know, right?
Yeah.
A moose ate a Halloween pumpkin off a woman's porch. That's big time news. And a bear stole a Taco Bell delivery from a Florida family's front porch. A moose ate a Halloween pumpkin off of a woman's porch in Alaska.
That is a very Alaskan thing.
I don't see why people are surprised, but that's on the news. But it's like, of course it would.
And I guess In
Have
South
you ever tried to
Carolina,
feed
you
a
can
horse
go on the
pumpkin? They
mayonnaise
love that
tour,
stuff.
eh?
Pardon me, Brandon?
In South Carolina, there's this tour called the Mayonnaise Tour.
The mayonnaise tour. What goes on at the mayonnaise tour?
Well,
That sounds so
you
bland.
tour. It's
Did
like
you
the
hear
Mayonnaise
about
Tour
Trevor Garner
2023.
starting? Did you hear about Trevor Garner started a podcast on Sunday night? Trevor's Happy Pirate Hour.
And the happy mayonnaise hour.
So it's like kind of like a winery tour, but with mayonnaise instead of wine
That
in
sounds
South Carolina.
awful. It sounds so bad. Mayonnaise
Yeah,
is
it's
a
the
bad
South Carolina
condiment.
Mayonnaise tasting tour with 20
Yep.
stops of
20
different
stops, eh?
kinds of mayonnaise.
That's interesting. I like mayonnaise. I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I have time for 20 stops for mayonnaise. Trapped kittens were rescued from a Utah sewer line this week. So congratulations to those kittens. Thank you to everybody who was involved in the saving of the kittens.
Kitten rescue is always going to be a headline. You cannot go wrong with that.
Oh yes. And then I guess a man in Connecticut, instead of handing out Halloween candy, he handed out rotisserie chicken to all the kids.
That guy became a legend in his neighborhood.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's so good. That's brilliant. It's not as evil. It's not as evil as the candied onions, like candied apples, but instead of apples, you dip onions because it looks the same, or the chocolate coated Brussels sprouts, which just look like truffles until you bite into it and realize it's a cold, hard, bitter, angry vegetable ruining your day.
Did you guys see the video that came out from New Jersey? This deer jumps over like several vehicles in this parking in front of the guy's house in his front yard there. Jumps over several vehicles, and there's 3 parked there. And the third vehicle is this pickup truck, and the deer hits the pickup truck really hard and lands in the box.
Ooh.
And the guy was just about to sell the truck. Wow. And this deer, the security camera footage is hilarious because you just see this deer like just flying, like it just launches itself across the screen and then lands in this truck, and literally as the guy's trying to sell the truck, and it damages the truck.
I saw another video today as off AccuWeather there of there's a bike tour, or there's a pile of guys like doing a bike race or something, and this deer tries to jump over the bike tour. And you can see its hind legs go across the screen at the top there. I have to find that video.
That's some pretty good stuff. Well, everybody, we got just a couple minutes left in the show, and it's been a pretty good one this week. Thanks out there, CFR Radio and CKW Radio and CFBX Radio. Very much appreciate being on your station every week. Thank you to Shaw Spotlight. We do appreciate being aired around Vancouver, Vancouver Island, I mean to say. Vancouver Island. I am not very good at promoting, if you haven't noticed. So we are your show about how much the weather sucks in Canada. It's going to get suckier, apparently. Got a bit of a holiday weekend, though, coming up. So at least you can kind of wait that Monday out. Maybe, I guess. When is the holiday? Is the holiday on Monday? The Remembrance Day holiday?
I have Monday off.
On Saturday, and for the government workers, it's Monday.
So for government workers, it's on Monday. So some of you will not have to commute in BC during that bad weather. Frankie, how can people find you out there in the world of the internet if they want to find Frankie McDonald?
If you want to follow me on social media, my link tree is at Frankie McDonald. My Twitter is at Frankie MacD. My Blue Sky is at Frankie MacD. My Facebook is Frankie McDonald. My Instagram is Frankie MacD984. My TikTok is FrankDonald984. My Clapper is FrankDonald984. My Twitch is FrankDonald984. My Snapchat is FrankieMACDON. My YouTube channel is Dogs Moves, and my link is Frank McDonald. Best luck, I'm Frankie McDonald. You're listening to Meteorological Weather Report every Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 11 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time.
What do you got planned for this weekend, Frank?
Remembrance Day this weekend, on Saturday and days like this. Tomorrow night, I'll be on Base Guy Show at 10 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'll be on Base Guy Show then.
And will you be dancing with all the girls on Saturday night?
Yes.
The answer to that will always be yes. Frankie's extremely popular at his local pub.
He is. I love when you send us videos of people dancing with you. And we need videos of you singing karaoke, Frankie. So next time you do karaoke, get some video footage for us. We gotta see this. We gotta see everyone cheering on the Frankie karaoke machine.
And I can send it to you. You can download it.
Let's do that. Anyone else that got plans this weekend, Imogen? You probably got the weirdest plans. We know Brandon's doing hockey games.
I got one hockey game tomorrow. Actually, I don't have any plans for the rest. I got 3 days off for the first time in 2 months, so I'll take advantage of that.
Yeah, you will. So you're just doing hockey stuff and then enjoying a day off?
Well, I have a game Friday night, and then I got 3 days off.
Ooh.
So
okay, exotic. Brandon's gonna get wild, and by that, sleeping in.
Yeah.
And Monday morning in Brooks, the radio station is just going to be like, eep. Everyone's like, "Where's Brandon? He's got the day off."
Yeah, they're gonna think he died. Brandon not there. He's a staple of everything.
There'll just be silence on the station.
That wouldn't be good, eh? Dead air.
Yeah, people would think the world's ending. They need to hear your voice, man. That's how it works.
At least there's commercials, so they can listen to those all day.
It'll just be commercials all day.
Okay, to be fair, Demolition Man, their vision of the future involved commercials. They called them mini tunes, and it was commercial jingles were what permeated all the radio stations. And a couple of my favorite songs are, in fact, cat food commercial jingles. So,
meow, 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 meow.
There's lyrics to that. If you didn't know, there are words to the Meow Mix song.
Yeah. Meow, meow, meow.
I want chicken. I want liver. Meow mix, meow mix. Please deliver. I can't remember the rest of it right now, but there are more words to it.
Now, next week, we're going to find out in the show if Meow Mix all tastes the same flavor or not. Imogen's going to get a box of Meow Mix and blindfold herself, and we will just
blindfold Morbo and ask his opinion. He has a very refined palate, and he will tell us. Next week, you know what? This weekend, I'm blowing fire. I'm taking pictures, and I'm blowing fire, so I may still have a little aftertaste of the fuel that I use. It may torch my taste buds a little, but we'll see. Should be okay for cat food. If I'm eating cat food.
It was an excellent segment, but no, we will not expect you to eat cat food. Thank you very much for providing that great segment this week. That was very fun, and now we know. Now we know. Okay, I guess any second now, Frankie's going to say that's the show.
That's the show.
Okay, let's go. Bye, everybody.
You don't have to, but what everyone does, you get a good habit of it. You just find a log or a rock or something that's bigger than this hole, and you just put an empty rock in there. So I come back
just to get some weight.
Once you empty all the pumps and stuff.
This morning we are long lining gear with the chopper up to here. It's a big sling. Here he comes. He's got a pump and some hose and some stuff like that. He's bringing it to us.